So, I wanted to take the time to touch base a little bit more on the subject of giving yourself love, specifically in the process and journey of healing, and the reason as to why it's so important to give yourself love. For many of us, we grew up and were raised in environments of chaos, right? And with that, we were also raised with belief systems of guilt, of shame, right? A lot of people were conditioned into being shame based. And this is also a result of coming from parents who were shame based, right? This needs to be made very clear because there can't be any confusion here. You can't be taught, and you're not going to be taught, how to love yourself by people that do not love themselves. Some people out there love themselves. They teach their children how to love themselves. And this is established and created through conditions of safety, of stability, and health. It's very interesting to me that a lot of people actually are attracted to things, when I say things, I mean people, objects. I'm going to use the word objects here. Objects that are unhealthy, objects that are unsafe and unstable as a result of how they were raised. Now, for people who are raised in environments of chaos, people who are conditioned by stress, right, drama, gossip, unpredictability, they're going to seek that out. And then later on in life, they're going to associate that with love because they learned love in chaos. However, that's not love. That's chaos. Chaos is chaos and love is love. However, a lot of people, like I said before, were raised with shame, right? And things like that are obstacles to giving yourself love, to loving yourself. It makes it so much more challenging to actually just love yourself, right? You ask somebody if they love themselves. Not everyone's going to say yes. And the people that don't say yes, they usually have belief systems as to why they're not allowed to love themselves or why they're not worthy of loving themselves, right? And a lot of these belief systems usually come from parents that instill them with ideas. These ideas have nothing to do with them, but it's just very interesting. The more I sit with this aspect of the journey of healing and realizing that giving myself the love that I need, right? The unconditional love. Like all right, dude, the decisions you made, I love you. All right, dude, the shame that you felt, I love you. And that's another thing too, like healing is all about feeling, right? So maybe you need to feel. Shame can be so painful to feel, right? Maybe you just need to feel it. Just allow yourself to feel it. And it has nothing to do with you, but just feel it. You need to know what that feels like. And just giving yourself that love, that validation, see yourself, understand yourself, listen to yourself, right? That's where this all comes from. And the dynamic shifts completely when you start to do this. And I would argue that this is probably one of the biggest obstacles to healing for people in general. Because when it comes to things that you've done in the past, what you've been through, beliefs that you've been sold about yourself, what you're worth, what you're not worth, this, that, and the other, this is definitely an obstacle. Because a lot of people, they see all that stuff and they come at it from a place of resistance, right? They look at it and they're like, ugh, right? How could I ever love that? Yuck. I've been losing sleep over the fact that I did that a decade ago. I can't forget it, of course. I'm going to keep resisting it. That's not who I am. Yeah. All of that resistance is not making anything better. So you got to just allow yourself to sit with it and be with it and allow it to be there and accept it for what it is and not try to push it out and just understand it. Like we are way too hard on ourselves. But of course we learn that from the people that have raised us. The very reason that we are hard on ourselves is because we were we were raised with parents or guardians, whoever they were, that were hard on us. The way that we are is a result of what we were conditioned by. It's that simple. So now it's our job to look at ourselves, to sit with ourselves, to be with the thoughts and feelings, to pull back the layers and just realize that there are layers and layers and layers and layers of conditioning that need to be looked through, that need to be pulled back, that need to be smelled, that need to be heard, that need to be tasted. Maybe you taste it and you're like, yuck, but then you sit with that. That's how this stuff works.